Hello students and welcome to part 2. Let's look at one more real-world example and then we will summarize what we've learned about input and output tables. A cartoon artist at SeaWorld charges $15 a picture plus $5 per person in the picture. The equation y equals 15 plus 5x represents this situation. We can use this rule to figure out what y is if we substitute our x value in for x. Notice the x is touching the positive 5, so that's going to be multiplication. So when we substitute 1 in, it's going to say 15 plus 5 times 1. Well, we know that 5 times 1 is 5, and 15 plus 5 is 20. So if there is one person in the picture, it will cost $20. Now let's do the same thing for an input of 2. We know that 15 plus 5 times 2 will tell us the cost of 2 people being in the picture. 5 times 2 is 10, so we get 5 plus 10, which is $25. So 2 people will cost $25. Now let's do the same thing, but we're going to use an input of 3 as if there are 3 people in the picture. So we're going to substitute 3 for x, and it's multiplication because the 5 and the x are touching. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 15 makes a total charge of $30. And last, let's do the same thing as if there are 4 people in the picture. So I'm going to substitute 4 for x. 5 times 4 is 20. So 15 plus 20 makes 35. Now remember, we can check our work by looking for the constant rate of change. What is the coefficient of x, or what is x constantly causing to change? 5, and it's a positive 5, and we can see that our outputs are increasing by 5 every time. And what that means is every time we increase by one person, an extra $5 gets added to the charge. That's the constant rate of change. For every 1, it increases 5. So let's summarize. If given a partially completed input-output table without a specific rule, look for the constant rate of change to decide how the values function. You will then be able to finish the input-output chart. Remember, an equation is a way of describing how the relationship always functions. In other words, the equation gives you the rule. So to create an input-output chart, substitute each value of x one at a time into the equation and then solve for y.